Hey guys, Gotham Geeker here with Big Ol' Belt. Super excited to cover Tribeca 2023. We are here covering the games and immersive experiences. So many amazing storytelling-driven games. Check out all the demos coming out soon.
It's 1978 and this technology is on the cutting edge.
Here at Tribeca with Ana Ribeiro, the creator of the new Pixel Ripped 1978. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the game?
So Pixel Ripped, it's we like to say a love letter to the history of video games. This is the third episode in the series. It's the first VR trilogy, and each episode is set in an era. So the first one was in the 80s. It was about the Game Boy. The second in the 90s was about Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis era, and now in 1978 it's all about Atari. And in this game you are inside the Atari's office, and you see yourself as a developer working in this game called Pixel Ripped. So there's a lot of game within the game experience because you are in VR playing this 2D game in the screen, and to kind of change the game and to progress in the narrative, you have to go inside the game, and you use this device to go inside.
Super cool.
And then when you enter the 2D game, you can then do changes inside the game to go progress in the 2D game. So imagine you see a dragon holding a bridge. You can progress in the 2D game, you go inside the game, you kill the dragon using Dot powers. I'm dressed as Dot, the hero. And after you kill the dragon, the bridge drops and you can go back to the real world. And then when you look at the 2D screen, you can now progress and jump through that bridge that you change inside the game. So there's a lot of that connection to the nostalgia about being a gamer and things that gamers, we all, when we play games, wish we could be inside a video game world. So there's a lot of that in this episode. And not just referencing Atari, but that feeling of the era. How is to be a gamer, how is to go inside a video game. So it's nostalgic for everyone, not just players to live the Atari era.
It was super trippy playing that scene where you're playing as a game developer, and what was the boss's name? He was yelling at you.
Oh, Shad, yeah.
That's
Your
Chad.
boss. But yeah, there's moments where you're working at Atari and you want to reference the era, so there's employees in the office and your boss that comes and asks you, you have a friend called Michelle, and she comes and asks you to fix some bugs in other cartridge, other games from Atari Classic. So there's a moment she asks you to fix the cartridge from Centipede and for Haunted House and from Food Fight, which are games from Atari, and then you kind of have to take you out from that game you're playing to do this stuff in VR with these other characters and these interactions. And I think that's the beauty about making a game in VR. It's a game about not just that 2D game, it's not an emulator, but it's a game about being a gamer. And while are you playing the game, there's always something on your way or someone asks you something in the real world. So that's just adds for the immersion and for the nostalgic moments from these games. And I like to say that this is the first time we're actually releasing a game with a company, and releasing together with Atari has been like a blast. It was my first console, so being able to actually put games in real games, like actually reference and say the names. I have a 2600.
Woo, taking it back.
This is a real 2600.
That's amazing.
Be able to have a 2600, having a joystick, and actually having games like ER's Revenge. It's one of the game features. All these posters in the wall, these are worlds that we build featuring those characters. So this is Bentley from Crystal Castles, and we build a world called Bentley's Quest, and you can enter this world in VR and explore, talk to Bentley, and do quests. And this is ER's here, ER from ER's Revenge, and we create this world called the Grave ER, which I think is really Grave ER. It's also like a graveyard where you have this quest with him. And this is Fast Freddy, which is a game that we discovered when we did this partnership. It's amazing. I never had played before, But this game should be famous. It's amazing. Fast Fred. We with the team, when we were doing the research, we fell in love with this game, and we wanted to make a whole world about this character Fred. So he's featured in the game, and I think you should check it out, Fast Freddy.
How did you choose which games to use?
So when we joined with Atari, they sent us like a big list of games that the IPs that we could use, and we basically got the whole team. I work with a team in Brazil with 20 people, and we just said, hey guys, we divided the team because so many games. It's like a big list. We divided the team in groups, and we all like went the whole day like playing those games. And okay, this group is gonna play these 10 games, this other group, and we always start playing. Then we kind of each team decide, okay, these games, and we also need to find the games that had characters that we want to make them in VR, so you could talk to those characters. And there was not a lot of characters in the past. There was a lot of spaceships and space games, but we couldn't find interesting characters like Freddy from Fast Freddy, and Bentley, which is so cute. So. And then we also could choose some cartridge that we wanted to make this moment where you're fixing bugs. So we wanted to make sure we have Centipede there, Food Fight, and Haunted House. Haunted House is the first horror game. So there's a lot of history here. And then some other games we did. It's hard to manage to reference all those games, but some games are like reference with the employees talking about, or some are like. You find posters, you find an arcade from Missile Command, and we can actually use the art from those times, which is great. But some we went deep, like Bentley, we built a whole world for Bentley from Crystal Castle. So some games we went deeper and feature more, and others we make sure the name was there, the art was there. It's just an honor to be able to do things so real, because Pixar is all about representing nostalgia and memories that gamers can remember. And in the past, we always had to kind of use these fake names and the other games. If we had a Super Nintendo, we would say it's the Power System. Oh. And it kind of, people were like, oh, I think this is the Nintendo. I think this is the Sega Genesis. We couldn't say Sonic, we had to say a Red Raccoon. And it does things like it. So it's really an honor to be able to use those IPs and actually say Atari and recreate that office. So it had been a blast, and this game is now 10 years. It started as a student project of mine, so it's just crazy to see how much it grew and how much the company grew. Arvory, the company in Brazil, we're all Brazilians, the team. It started with like probably 10 people, and now we have like 74. So it's the biggest game we ever done in comparison to the previous ones. The other ones were like 3 hours and a half, and this one is 5 to 6. So it's a big push. So we still have more episodes planned. This is probably 2 more episodes, but this is it's great. It's releasing next week. It's just crazy. Yeah, on Thursday, 15th of June is coming out.
Which platforms?
All major platforms. So it's coming out on PlayStation VR, on Steam VR, and on the Quest. So it's all major platforms on the 15th of June.
Woo, next week.
Yes, exciting.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna get drunk now.
Oh, awesome.
I